Another live stream Wednesday, as always. For those who are watching this replay, I appreciate it. We always love seeing this numbers going up in those comments. As always, drop those comments below. Let me know you are watching. We appreciate y'all. Miss Joey will be here, and it's gonna be an interesting night because she also got her a drink. So get you a drink and a beverage or whatever you're drinking. Hey! Whatever you're getting, you get it.
How's it going?
I'm just going through the replay.
Oh,
Audience.
so
no, thank you.
You were mentioning whatever they were drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Oh, what a pose!
What a pose! You got something to drink as well. What's in your cup, ma'am?
Ooh. Something that needs salt on the rim.
Oh, that's fancy. That's fancy. What's up, party people?
I don't know why we're doing this tonight. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
It's gonna be a good night.
I hope so.
Oh yeah. So Miss Joey, as always, I got a couple clips, and I got a couple videos as well because I think a lot of people enjoyed that video that we had last week. It was a weird show last week for those.
Oh, you're gonna play that video again?
No. I got two different clips from that. But those who were here last week was a crazy stream. I was not able to go live for the first 20 minutes. Something was going wrong. I even got an email afterwards saying that there was something wrong with StreamYard. So it was actually StreamYard. But I wasn't gonna go live by myself, so that's why I was like, we gotta go.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, you go
furry chest. Hashtag furry chest. Bob, thank you for that. Thanks for the send over. Furry chest. Furry chest.
Well, I figure there's a difference between furry chest and hairy chest.
I don't know. Fur and hairs, I think, is like the same. Fur and hair, yeah.
No. Well, hairy, I'm gonna assume is a person. Furry, I'm gonna say is an animal, but I could be wrong.
Is Skipper? Does Skipper got a hairy chest? Oh, a furry chest. Oh, see, look, now I'm all mixed up now. Come on now.
It's Skipper. They're talking.
You got taco meat.
How did this get put on the Skipper?
That's why I'm saying I don't know. Is it?
Poor Skipper. How did he?
How did he get put it? That's why I said how did he?
He made the mistake of coming in with a hashtag. That doesn't mean it's him.
Yeah, where were you, Mr. Paul?
Don't assume.
But yeah, last week wasn't able to go for the first 20 minutes. Horrible. So sorry. Glad we are finally doing its thing. What's going on? I'm up with the number.
I'm reading Jimmy P.
Oh goodness.
Jimmy.
Okay, this is already going.
You started it.
I didn't start it.
You said Skipper had a furry chest.
No, it says Skipper's hairy, and that's what they said in one of the things. I just read everything. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I read everything they put on here.
Skipper, we love you.
But somehow they put him in there.
Somehow.
Look, mystery. Put Skip in there first. 603. So yeah.
Well, like, you guys are bad. Somebody tell us the truth.
Miss Joey, go ahead and get your intros in.
All right, I was going to say, somebody tell us the truth. Now, so, all right. Well, first in the house tonight is Meow Aquatics. Thank you so much. You're always here. You're always steady. Love it. Melvin, second in. Hello, Melvin. Maria Z, hello and welcome. And then Skipper. Skipper. Oh, no. Skipper, are you still here? Thank you for coming in, Skipper. Paul McCarthy, hello and welcome. Scott Schmidt, hello. Welcome. And then that just jumped on me. Okay, Dreamweaver Aquatics, hello and welcome. Bob Kaler's Aquatics is in here. Mystery Snail Guardians, hello and welcome.
Goodness.
scrolling. RV Animals and Movies. Ricky, hello, welcome. Jimmy P is in the house. Hello, Jimmy. NY Gold. Hello, Donnie. Hello, welcome. And then I think I'm back down to Scott Schmidt, so I think I've got everybody that's come in so far. Hello, welcome. We're already right out of the gate. We're laughing. And don't forget, smash the like button.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry, trying to get to my live stream on here.
So.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just trying to read if anybody.
So is this true? Because everyone's saying, is this what we were
I don't know.
talking
No,
about?
Skipper says, dude, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a redneck.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's right. It's all good.
Admit it. It's okay.
It's all good.
I don't know. I mean, everyone has.
No, I did not say that, Scott. I said Schmidt. It might have sounded like the other thing.
Oh.
But that's usually because I'm laughing. Sorry.
That word. It does kind of sound
like it. In my mind, it was Schmidt.
Sound like it. Does kind of sound like it. Sorry, are you ready for it? And y'all are probably going to see this little app thing keep popping up because my computer is messing up as we speak. So bear with me. I am getting through all this as quickly as possible with all these little ads and stuff. So, all right. Woo. Share screen. You're going to end up seeing it sooner or later. It's going to pop up.
I can't see a thing.
Right. So we'll start with the first future thing because it's kind of it's refreshing because now a lot of people are starting to get a whole bunch of events and everyone's getting out and able to do stuff. Spring's here for some, others may not be. Sorry, it's our turn. Your turn to be cold. So for this one is going all the way to good old Spain. For those who are probably here in America, more than likely could get a travel over there. Not sure. But they are expanding, I guess, in 2023 that they're going to have at Aqua Future. And it's going to be between the March 23rd to 25th. And it's going to be 152 companies. 23 countries are going to be attending, and 2,000, more than likely, more than 2,000 visitors will be there. But with also a whole bunch of kind of demonstrations with cooking as well with fish. So they're going to also have.
Did you just say cooking with fish?
Yeah, they're going to have demonstrations.
I think we got to
have mussels.
Get Riley over there.
Yeah, they're going to have. Well, I mean, you can't. Oh my goodness.
Riley's they're going to be demonstrating cooking with fish. Where's Riley?
Oh, Riley's going to be there.
Okay. I mean, that's right up his alley.
He's going to be there every day. Like, yeah, let's go.
All day, every day. Okay. Yeah, love that. Hello, Pierre. Welcome.
What up, Pierre? Oh my goodness, this thing is messing with me so bad. Horrible.
So is this a new event or is it just one that
I'm guessing it says it returned, so it more than likely has been going for a long time or a couple.
So maybe they had to take a
little break.
Had to take a little break maybe because of COVID or whatever. But okay, now they're back up and rolling. All right. Well, I mean, Europe is strong in the tropical fish business, always, has been for years and years. So, and I'm sure there's lots of companies that we don't really know about. So I'm sure it would be amazing, but it would be a fun event to go to. But I think you wouldn't really be able to bring anything back, but possibly some product because you can't, bring the fish back.
Yeah, unless you're locally.
Right.
That's a great thought because for those who do want to travel over,
I don't think that would count as a carry-on. You know what I mean? I know you can bring fish, on and fly within the United States, but I don't think you could carry on something from another country and fly in with it. I think that would be messing with the, importer's license. So So anyway, I'm sure an amazing event, and I can't imagine what it would be like to see that many vendors. I mean, how many hang on the backs can you look at? You know what I mean?
That is a lot of companies.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
consistently. You're like, oh, there's some more driftwood.
right. I'm sure it'd be amazing to see it all under one roof. But
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
would.
really, the fish cooking demonstration, that
That's
could be
more, yeah. I'm like, who
interesting.
came up with that menu?
It depends on where the fish coming from. That's what I want to know. What kind of fish are we cooking? One's out of the tank, or they bringing in something? Be interesting. Hello, Jack and Dan. Hello, Dan. Welcome.
Yeah, I thought
Patrick Hardy. Hello, welcome.
Rob, those windows could be backdrop in a McBallin video. What's a McBallin? A Mr. Ballin vid? Who's that?
I don't
Is
know.
is Bob more hip than me? What is going on here? Bob's more hip than I? I know he's always been cooler than me, but he's hip now? Dang. This is crazy. I don't even know who that is.
Hi, T-Bone. Welcome.
What up, T?
I don't know. I mean, what do you think about this whole event? I'm yapping, but what do you think?
Well, I mean, like you said, it would be amazing to see all those companies around. I want to see who's going to represent as far as country wise. I want to see like as far as the inner workings of, because it's always nice to see the whole experience as far as visitor. But I would always want to be behind the scenes to see everything work and how it plans out. And then, as myself being the person that set it up or done something, walking through it and saying, "Oh, I love how we did this, that, and the other," and I'm just like, "Okay, now I see how it did that." So
I can imagine some of those setups take days.
yeah,
It's not something you go in and set up in 6 hours. You know what I mean? I imagine they work on it.
days, days, long hours, probably minimal breaks, maybe a lot more breaks depending on if you're filming it, because I would as well. So
Now, I think it would be fun to see what they sell for aquariums, because they get different, different setups, different, I think, size tanks, and just it's a whole different way, and that would be fun to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely seeing. Depending on if all the countries were doing something like special as far as like setting up tanks and doing their own little thing, it would definitely be awesome to see that. So,
yeah. So it would be interesting, but I would be happy to watch it through somebody else's eyes. You know what I mean?
That right there, I would actually like to see more is from
and share with us. Yeah.
I would like to see it from the camera's perspective as well.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that the hobby is starting to get back into motion and everyone's starting to act, because it's not also a thing for some people to not have events in their country or even around them. So sometimes this could be the only closest country they can go to or would like to go to, and they can get there. So that's pretty nice that another place is, gaining more traction for, even if it's just for like fishery, or if it's for farming, or if it's anything agriculture or anything that's aquaponics or anything that's, going to continue to progress in time. I think that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
My computer is flipping out.
It's flipping out.
Oh my goodness.
Say, what is Bob is sending a link to something?
Mr. Ballin 5.6. How do I not know a person that has had 5.6 million subscribers?
I
know. and Bob knows. Okay.
And Bob knows. Bob knows. Yeah.
And Bob knows. I mean, Bob knows probably everybody. I think Bob's an old mob boss. I think he's an old mob boss. That's what I'm starting to catch that vibe now.
Is that a compliment?
That's a compliment, because that's a lot of respect. That's a lot of respect.
Okay.
You don't want to mess with them.
Where are you going with this?
You don't want to mess with them. You just let them do their thing.
Okay.
Have at it. Have at it. That's all you.
All right.
I think Bob is the man because he knows everything, and I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look up Mr. Ballin now.
And I'm assuming, did we ever really get where the furry chest came in? Who were they really talking about?
That I'm really interested in as well.
Wonder,
Very interesting as well.
yeah, who was that? Tashita Heaven, Dawn, hello, welcome. My sister Dawn, and Coldwater Aquatics, Brandon, welcome. Hello.
What up, B? So my computer's flipping out right now, so I'm not able to go to.
Oh, the Tennessee Godfathers. Patrick Hardy says
That's
he's
true. I
behind
forgot.
the-
I forgot. He is.
No sleeping with the fishes.
Oh. Bob probably came up with that saying.
Yeah.
That is crazy to think that, I'm in the same, airspace as Bob, Mr. Bob, This is crazy. I can't wait to meet him. Sooner or later I will meet him. This is gonna be the best ever, and we're gonna do a
Watch
video.
out, he's the Tennessee fish mafia.
He's gonna have bodyguards and everything. Like the time that I went to his stream that one time, there was a person that was showing him the rocks, and they were throwing water on it. I'm like, I want somebody to throw water on my rocks.
that just take a sip. Take a sip.
How are we gonna reword this? How are we gonna rewind that?
Yeah, that just sounds bad. Take a sip.
But it looked good because that was great presentation. Bob's the man. That's a great idea for those who have a fish store or who want to get into a fish store. That would be great service because honestly, for those who are getting aquascaping things, may not know what it looks like when it's emerged. You got to be careful with some of these words with some of y'all people up in here. Y'all are so more immature than I am. So I got to say emerged. I can't say anything in the tank. I can't say nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
And now I got.
I try to ignore as much as I can.
Oh, Scott said wet rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I try to ignore as much as I can, but sometimes I can't.
Skip, you can't be the hitman if you're telling you're the hitman, dude.
That's right. That's really undercover. Yeah.
You just told on yourself.
Is Bob coming in with bodyguards? I mean, what's going on?
I told you. What up, Kev? Kev in the building, y'all.
Yes, John. I am drinking the margarita. Teddy made it for me, and it's got salt on the rim.
That's why this is a great stream so far. Rob ruined my name.
That's not much.
Oh, did I really ruin it? See, I always ruin something.
Ruin what?
Bob said I ruined a video. Oh, dang it.
Oh, that won't ruin it, Bob. You'll be good.
We'll forget in 10 minutes. Don't worry.
Yeah. Kevin Pitts today, welcome.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll forget. We'll conveniently forget.
We will forget. So my next clip, talking about fish, more up on the endangered side. You know how rules and endangered and not endangered, everything changes ever so often. So sometimes we gotta check up on what we do on a regular basis. If we go out and fish, if we go out and get some fish somewhere and need to put them somewhere you don't know. He's not the hitman, Will Smith.
Yeah, you mean.
Hey, knee slapper. Goodness. Fur chest that has wet rocks. Where's the problem? Scott, I don't know on that one. That's a great educated question right there. I like that. That's a question for the 8-ball. But sometimes you got to refresh up on some things. So Washington State announced that steelhead fish, I don't know if they're minnows or I don't know if they're certain type of trout or something, but they are having some issues with their population. So now they're telling people they cannot fish no longer. That's pretty good. Sometimes you got to tell people to back off. But what are your thoughts?
Well, are they saying that they can't fish, or are they just saying they can't fish?
They're telling no, you can't have these.
Those fish specifically, because I mean that would be hard if you go into a body of water and you throw out a hook. It's like, okay, steelheads, no,
I'm thinking more or less you can't keep them, but even then, it's hard to not catch them either, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying is, I would think if they're saying that, it's almost that you can't fish at all because, my goodness, you can't help what, is on the end of the hook. So,
I like that. I like that. That is
you
the
know,
great.
and if something's being overfished, then I guess, is it a lake that's being overfished and they should close that down, or is it really just this specific fish? Because like I said, how are you gonna control what you catch? That seems crazy to me.
That is the perfect answer because you just hit it on the mark. It is so hard. You don't know if you can't catch them. You don't know because even then,
Right.
if you catch them, you're still having a risk of them not making it out of the water or into the water. Because some places you can't even get the fish out of the water. You have to actually release the hook in the water while the fish.
Water. Yeah.
So I'm understanding of that as well. So, in that case, it's still a risk when you're catching them, and then some places you can only have barbless hooks. So that's another measure that some people take, but some anglers don't like that because they're saying that's a disadvantage, and I get it. But sometimes you gotta understand, like, because when you first get a native species from actually hooking them, the first couple of days they're not wanting to eat, they're not really wanting to do much. They're like pretty out of it, like they just got caught, and
Yeah, they just got the hook in their mouth. Yeah.
so it's like, I don't really, I see where it is. Because when I first, started fishing for natives and started to see that, I'm like, yeah, I think it's time to go just, not any more hooks, more netting, unless, I'm doing it for a sports thing. But now it's like, I can see where they're coming from as far as like, maybe, like you said, is it no fishing at all?
Right.
Or if it's just that sense of, maybe if you catch them, just release them. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they would control it other than to just either not issue any licenses or a minimum. Like everybody can't have a fishing license this year. I don't know.
That would be hard. How that would be the
Well,
worst
I
ever.
would think you'd have to do it the same way we do like the moose hunt or whatever, where everybody that wanted one, signed up and then they drew so many names out. But even still, it's like that just seems, I don't know, it just seems weird because I feel like that's sort of something everybody's always been allowed to do. You could always fish. You just needed the license. And they're cheap. So I don't know. I don't know how you'd regulate that.
That would be the hardest thing to regulate because people would be like, "Dude, I've been fishing all my life and I can't fish this year."
Right, right. Bob,
That
thank you for putting up my link. Thank you.
awesome. Thank you. And it's
Yeah,
also
I
in the
don't.
description for those who can't get that link right there. It's also in the description as always. Did I see
I mean, I
some?
don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that's just what comes to mind is
No, true.
how
Yeah, no, this is off the cuff. I like it. Yeah. It's
that.
that's exactly how I would put it as well. Like if I was to say, because I was thinking the same thing when I was reading. I was like, how would you really be able to protect them entirely if they're in the water? I mean, if
Right.
they're already in concern of not being in mass numbers, more than likely it would be not too, often you would
Well,
catch them maybe.
but as you said, so if you catch them and you release them, there's still no guarantee that they're going to make it.
Right. That's where I'm like, even though you still
Right.
may have that chance that they may not make it on that end. So
Right.
that's why I'm like, I'm so torn in between it because I just like I like this article, but once again, it's just like it's kind of misleading, but it's also confusing. But then if you read into it, maybe a little get more into it. Or for the last 2 years, they've been putting cameras
Okay.
alongside creeks and rivers here.
Yeah.
Oh, RB said that they've been putting some types of cams
Okay.
and types of
Yeah.
things to
Now
see what's
Kevin says he doesn't need a license where he fishes. Okay. I think,
really.
I'm pretty sure we do here. We need a license. I mean, I haven't fished in years, but
Kev, do you got a private area? Wow.
yeah. And then, but I mean, I don't know. Then it goes along even into the collecting where you're saying, you don't even, you
Yeah,
might not even think, you might not even think about it. You just go out and it's like you take a net and you catch some fish and you think you want to bring them back and
mhm,
and you have no idea at the time possibly you're doing something wrong. You're taking
right.
a fish that you're not supposed to take. Um, And it's real. I mean, I just feel like most people are not going to go read up on all the rules. And then you have to be able to identify the fish as well and know exactly what you have in your bucket. I just feel like it's a little bit difficult, you know?
Yeah. That's why I said it's kind of hard, and that would be hard on the people who are trying to regulate that. They're like, do you realize how hard that's going to be? Because these are people who are calling, like, these are big wigs or big shots. They're calling these, and they're
Sure.
like, they're probably sitting there like, dude, how are we going to do that? How is that possible?
I guess. Oh, Kevin says it's private property and
And they
they
stock
stock
them.
the fish. Okay. Yeah.
Nice, Kev. We need to link up, dude, so we can go ahead and fish some nice places. I know me and B are hopefully trying to get in some fishing this summer, so we might have to do a little meetup for the people who are in Indiana or in the area.
Go
That'd be fun.
fishing.
See all kinds of people.
Go fishing. Oh, boy. Bob. Hashtag, what's in your bucket?
Oh, now Bob's getting feisty. Oh. Now that's another thing. Like you gotta, because I would as a person that is working for any DNR or whatever your wild fishing game is called, you would have to want to check more on a regular basis, even though they may not have anything. You're just like, hey, can I check those? Just make sure everything's good. We need to make sure those aren't the fish that are on a list that you may have not seen in recent months or weeks or just today itself. Like it could go into effect today and we not know because you haven't checked
But
a couple.
So what you're saying is if you were in the position, if you had the authority to check people's buckets, so to speak, you'd be like you're saying you'd be kind of crazy.
I wouldn't look at it as an authority.
You'd be obsessive about it.
Like, hey, boss, we've recently just passed some laws. We don't know what's in the bucket. Just want to check out, see everything's good. See what you caught first off, because I'm a fisherman myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and see what you got. But just more or less, just be cordial. Just like, hey, what you got? Just simple as easy.
I think it would just be a license for you to just be nosy.
No, not me, because I'm a fisherman. Like, if I'm a true fisherman, I'm gonna see what you got. But if you got something that you ain't supposed to have, come here, man.
But again, they would have to be able to identify exactly what they have. And let's face it, sometimes fish, get scared, they fade out, they don't look like what they try, maybe you think you've got whatever and you take it home, put it in
a I like that. Yeah,
something else. It's like, so I just feel like it would be really hard for some people, especially if they were kind of new to collecting, to not make a mistake. I think Brandon could chime in on this. Brandon, is it easy to make a mistake in collecting?
I don't think it's easy to make a mistake. I think it's easy
not Brandon, but
but
could he see somebody that was new to the hobby making a mistake?
Okay, so here's that. Okay, so just to go along the lines with that, I've seen YouTubers themselves. I don't know, like I said, the regulations of different states. And also them being an invasive species. I know cast netting is a no-no for you actually keeping fish, only for bait fish. But I've seen them physically put them in tanks and keep them. So technically, that's a no-no. If you're cast netting to actually catch fish to keep instead of use for bait.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm like, that's a different state, maybe, yes or no. I know for here, for sure, you have to use a net or you actually have rod and reel. You can't cast net.
Bye, Dan. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Steph.
I don't know. Can I get a 401 check on that? I think that has the laws changed? Because if it has, I'm cast netting.
Well, I guess like you said, I guess you really have to keep up on the laws every year.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what the laws are and what you're doing. But I'm just saying, somebody who's just new, somebody who's never fished four might just think, I could go to the store and buy a fishing rod and get some bait and go out and fish, and they might not know they're even doing anything wrong.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, especially if they ain't got a license.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They might not even realize they need a license.
And then, like, if they go to a private area, like, they're like, "Oh, you can't fish here." I'm like, "Yeah, I can." No, you can't. It's private,
Right.
You
So
like
there's a lot.
they need to know what's. Well, I mean, that's common sense. I would hope. I would hope, but some people test that. People test the waters literally. They test the waters and try to go on people's private property, which is a little risky in my book. Like, I mean, it'd be a different thing if you came up to the door or went to the corporation. It's like, hey, is there a chance that we'd be able to fish here? We would clean up. There's nothing we would leave behind and actually clean up while we're here because there's trash around here, as I see. Help you.
People will say yes.
Help you, help me. I'm doing a video just to, do what I do, and I'm not, trying to be anything that a nuisance or anything. So I just want to be out of your way, but I kind of want to be in your pond. So can I do the honors? And but some places will be like, yeah, like you said, and I'm all for it. If I was a business and someone came up to me and was like, hey, dude, can we please go out there and let me know what's in there?
Ricky's been fishing his whole life without a license.
I had people who said that with their driver's license. I'm like, man, I've been in the car with you. Don't say that now.
Yeah. No, I feel it's always best to ask. And you'd be surprised, if you are mindful and you do ask, I think some people will say yes. But if you're trying to sneak on, not a good idea,
True. Curious on how what's in your bucket relates to a State Department /search law as charged. No, it's just asking what's up in there, bruh. What you get? If I'm out and about and I'm just in the park and people are catching fish, I'm like, what y'all get? Oh, that's what's up. Hey, that's illegal. Can't get that. Kick it out. Woo! And then I walk away. That's how I am. I'm cool. I just want to see what you got because I'm a fisherman, but I'm also.
Oh, so you do this anyway? You don't have any official whatever. You just walk up and ask people.
No, that's not me. I'm saying if that was my job, because that's not my authority. My authority is the person who's telling me to enforce the law. That's the authoritarian.
Yes, but if it was
my job to keep my job in my house over my head. So
it was really your job.
And doing my job, I'm that guy. I'm like, hey, what you get? Because I want to know. I want to see what you got because I'm a fisherman. But if I notice as I'm asking you that's illegal, hey, that's wrong. Bah! And I'm out.
You're gonna tell them, okay? Hi,
and I'm gonna walk away. And if you throw it in there, if you throw it back in there, that's on you. And if you don't, you don't. Because obviously, sooner or later, it's gonna die because you just kept it in there, and it may be a sensitive fish that shouldn't be out of water anyway. You just see what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's not my authoritarian. I'm just enforcing the law that they telling me to, that they just passed. I'm the guy that's like, hey, I'm here to do what I'm told to do. That's it. But I also want to be like, what's in there? Because I'm a fisherman. I love fish myself. If I keep fish, of course, anybody who wants to like to see fish, I'm gonna see it. But as I'm doing my daily thing is being a fish guy, I'm like, oh, now my job has to kick in. You got an illegal fish. Now I'm both. Now I'm both. What up, man? Oh, we got Big Tank Hank in the building. We got Big Tank Hank in the building. Did I see anyone else? Okay.
Well, Audra came in. Yep.
All right.
She says better late than never, and that is true.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I came late the other night to Big Tank Hank and Alex over there, and I was like, no, I missed a good one. I came towards the end, and then they went off. I was like, no. So yeah, what up, Hank? But we're just talking about crazy stuff about fish, actually. Just things around the nature of it. So that's why some of these articles that I actually do see, I'm just like, it's kind of helpful because some of them are confusing, but this one was more helpful because you got to check up on your laws. Because then now you're like, maybe I need to look into what I'm doing just because now, like I said in the beginning, we're starting to open up for spring and going into the summer. I don't know how some of you guys' weather is. Like yesterday it was 40. Now today it's 75, 77. Now it's going to be back to 40.
Yeah, we've had
So
some
it's
of that
pretty topsy-turvy, but sooner or later I'll be able to get out. But I also want to know what I'm able to do this year because some things may be on the endangered species list, may not be now. Some may not be on that list anymore and now be on the list that we are able to target. That would be fun as well. Vice versa. You see what I'm saying?
So I'm just not going to go fishing because it just seems.
Oh, Miss Joe, you need to go fishing.
Hazel, I give you a lot simpler just to not
Bring
go
that
fishing.
cup with you
Woo!
and go fishing.
Can't I just drink without the fishing?
You don't have, look. You can be there and don't have to fish. At least
I actually like to fish. I just
See?
haven't gone fishing in probably 20 years.
Wow, I was 7, 8. Wow.
Yeah, you got it. What, Teddy? I caught that big one. Oh, that's right. I did catch that one in Florida. So that was probably like 8 years ago when I caught that sailfish. That's right. I forgot about
You caught
that.
a sailfish, and you just now telling me?
I told you that. I said I caught it, and I didn't know it was a big deal. I went to, we went deep sea fishing in Florida, and everybody had a turn, and you catch a fish, and then the next person takes a turn. So I, took my turn, and I caught this sailfish, and I'm like, it looks like a mini marlin or whatever. And you get your picture with the guy and your fish, and then you toss it back, and I'm like, okay, cool, and so then we went back to the dock and they put the flag up on the boat, saying that we caught one. And we're getting off the boat and guys are like, oh my goodness, which one of you caught that? And I'm like, me. And they're like, I've been fishing for 25 years and I've never caught one. I've been trying forever. And I just go out my first day and I felt bad because, like I said, I didn't know it was a big deal. I didn't know it was such an honor, And then I felt like I needed to make more of a big deal of it. But so I did forget about that. So other than that, it's been years. Since my kids were little, we went fishing with a friend, Carl Beatty. He had a boat, and we went out with him, went mackerel fishing, and that was when my kids were probably in grade school. So it was a long time ago. Except for that.
Time out. I got a pro angler on the show over here. Deep sea diving fishing over here. Come on now. Really?
What?
We need some videos now.
I don't have any videos of that.
We're gonna need some videos of those sooner or later. The next time you go on vacation and catch a big fish that no one can,
I'll try to be more mindful of it, but I doubt I'm gonna go deep sea fishing again. I didn't think it was that much fun. Sorry.
Really? See, this is a great question for those who may want to or may not want to.
I think if it had been, like your own boat or a friend's boat, it would have been more fun because you would have been, drinking and partying, and it would have been fine. We just chartered the boat and went out with the guy and did the thing, and and it was like, it was fun, but it was. Yeah, I wanted to party. I need some liquor with that fishing. I mean.
Okay. But I think out there, I don't think you want to party too much because it's hot.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, yeah. That's why you need to party. You need to keep hydrated.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. So, yeah, I understand on that one. I don't know. You need a canopy on one of those. I need. And
it was Snoochie Booch. Hello and welcome. It was in Key West, so I mean, it was in the best place. Yeah, it was an awesome place to go. Down in Margaritaville.
And sold my boat. Bob said he quit all of that. That's a lot.
Quit fishing, smoking. I don't see drinking in there. Did you guys?
That is a rough 3 things to quit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the boat. I've always heard boats are like money holes. You just throw it in there and that's what it is. You're like throwing money away because one, in the Midwest, you got to store it because if you got to somewhere to store it or you got to do something of that nature. Like that money alone, just storing it is a lot. And then you got to maintenance it throughout the year and keep it up to, up to
date. Hobbies are expensive.
I think that's just more of an expensive hobby.
Sure.
That's just,
but I mean,
yeah.
In general, hobbies are expensive. And I feel like most of us look at it like it's your reward for working hard and doing all the other things. You get to do, your hobby. Some people have one, some people have more than one, but but I've never known in general hobbies to be cheap. You know what I mean? It's like, usually costs some money.
Well, depending on what the hobby is, like you said, but like our hobby, it can get expensive, but on the lower end, I think it's probably the cheapest. I mean,
it's probably the fish hobby is probably one of the lesser expensive, of hobbies that you can do.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
Oh, yes. Hello, Larry D. Welcome. Hello. I mean, if you're comparing the fish hobby and boats, yeah.
Well, definitely on that one. Definitely on that. Because I haven't seen any. Well, I don't know if because we don't go as like mass huge aquariums and people putting in all kinds of plexiglass ones or something like that or custom. So yeah, they may be more expensive, but
I'm sure, well, like anything, you can take it to an extreme.
There you go.
But just your basic, home aquarium isn't generally too crazy.
I think our DIY is more fancy because it was like we've done it, we're okay, we paid less, and it still gets the job done. Where other hobbies, you can't pay less to get the best performance.
I feel like there's certain places that you can cut corners, and then there are places that you don't want to cut corners.
So you're saying we can cut corners a lot more in the aquarium business?
Well, like you can play around with a cheaper filter or whatever, but sometimes. Oh, here we go down the rabbit hole. For instance, the old $1 per gallon sale. Let's face it. Those 10 gallons. 29 gallons, what? They don't hold up like some of the other brands that you pay for. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, they're great. You could, back in the day, because, COVID and whatever. But when you could buy that 10 gallon for $10, if you really compared it to one, Marineland or whatever, that you had bought maybe 5 years ago, there's a difference in the glass. There's not as much silicone. It's like they're cheap.
Yeah.
And, so you get what you get out of it. And if you get a year out of it, $10. If you get 5 years out of it, great. But, I mean, the quality is not the same as some of the other companies. So it's that way in many things, But it's like, if they're going to make it for that price, they're cutting a corner somewhere. I feel like you're getting your glass isn't as thick. You're getting a little less silicone. The frame's a little better. I mean, it is.
Okay, I could definitely second to that because, like you said, the Marinelands or those who are bigger tanks in a sense, in general purposes, are more, I can say, probably structure based better as far as because your money is going to be. But as a bigger tank, it may be more efficient. But like you said, you really with $10 for that 10 gallon that once was a more at a more steeper price, now you're getting it for what it actually truly is.
Yeah.
Is that what you really want in a few years? Because now I'm starting to realize that some of the tanks that I did buy those times, like, dang, you called me out on it. Some of them are starting to leak.
And I can tell you from my own experience, even just a 10-gallon tank letting go, it's a mess.
Even 5, I think 5 is pretty bad.
It does damage to your floor. I mean, just 10 gallons of water is a problem, let alone a 75-gallon.
Oh, don't say that. I got a 75.
Yeah, but I mean, so there's where, that's where I get into, hello, Visine. That's where I get into, it's nice to save money. It's nice to get a good sale, but there are times where maybe you don't buy the tank that's on sale because it's a bigger tank and you need the quality. You really, long term, you need a tank that's going to hold up.
So hold that money.
Not necessarily going to last for 2 years. Yeah. I think if you're buying large aquariums, you should definitely try to buy a quality aquarium.
Now, would you say this in a sense of flip side? Say you do want a smaller aquarium, but you get into the rimless ones that are, different, or you get into ones that
Yeah.
do have rims that are at a better quality per se.
I had rimless from Petco.
Okay.
I had Fluval, which is a better quality
Right.
rimless tank.
So they say.
And I had another brand. And I got to tell you what, over the past 6 months, I literally took them all down and threw them in the dumpster. Because I did have one that leaked. And again, it was like, I think it was the 14-gallon. But that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
And I mean, you take the chance on any of them leaking. Let's face it; it's a square box in your house with water in it. It's a risk.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting here with just a 14-gallon, and there's no frame, there's no nothing, and it's like, it's leaking from the top, and it's like, oh my goodness, I could just see that thing just opening right up. So I went through and slowly took everything down. For instance, I took like 3 smaller tanks down, put up 1 larger tank, and I just slowly started getting rid of the ones that I thought could potentially be a problem, because I just don't need it. It's not worth it. It's not worth saving a little bit of money.
Did I see Kev, did you say you switched up to South American cichlids, dude? Really? Man, that's what's up. I mean, all of us got to switch them up. A lot of people start to get into different things after a while, because Mr. Kev was big into Membunas or peacocks, peacocks and stuff. So him to switch over a little bit is nice to see. But I think sometimes those who are into African cichlids or in any Membunas or any peacocks or any kind of those, I think there's a soft spot in their heart to where sooner or later you may want to get a tank back. Because I was in that category myself, where I just recently lost the last of my cichlids, my African cichlid tank that I had. He actually finally passed away. He was the oldest one out of, like, it's been 5 years now, so it's kind of like, I've been on YouTube for 4. Goodness. Wow, that's crazy to say. But for those who are into African cichlids and then you get out of it, it's almost like refreshing when you see another tank with African cichlids. You're like, I can do that tank better, or I want one now.
Yeah, it makes you want to go back.
It makes me want to go back, So I've been keeping fish for over 20 years. So I've been a lot. Okay, good to go. Okay, so I already knew Kev's. He's well rounded. So I kind of figure he's the man when it comes to that. So I commend you by doing it, bro. Like, sometimes you just like, I gotta get out of some of these fish, because it's just like that tank needs something different.
I mean, I can see where once in a while you might get tired of something, you've had it long enough. Hello, Eric Wyrock, and who else came in here? Oh, Eduardo.
Now, I like this question. Now, for those who are in the chat as well, now, do y'all feel that is another reason why most, if not all of us that are in this chat, or those who are watching this replay, will go to a fish club if you do have one, but you more than likely will go to a mom and pop store over a, let's say, PetSmart, Petco, because they all have the standard fish? You're getting bored of those fish. Not necessarily bored of them, but not the ones you want to keep or get that experience from. Is that somewhat, as an experienced fish keeper as us would say, like, we're not there for that reason, but only for like food or other things of accessories?
Oh, so you're saying, what do us fish keepers that have been in it for a little while, what do we go to a large box store for?
Yeah, and not necessarily fish, because the simple fact they have only that selection of fish that we've been keeping for so long when we first got into it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly in my case, I mean, it's just for most of the time just some supplies, and that's if I've run out of something, because I order most of my equipment, and my foods and things online. I don't
Okay.
really use the local stores for that much of that. It's more of a backup. I have, I have PetSmart and Petco. I have a local store that really doesn't carry anything and it's way overpriced.
Okay.
So I don't buy many fish at a store around here ever.
Okay.
I order whatever I want from where I want it from, and I don't go out and shop much for fish. There's no place for me to shop, so I just started ordering it, and that led down the rabbit hole of shipping is expensive and overnight shipping is expensive, and but I always say, by the time you run around and you buy a coffee and a sandwich and you drive around to 3 stores and you come up empty-handed, you've spent the shipping money, so you might as well just order from
Oh,
where you want and get what you want
I
and save
like
yourself the
that.
aggravation.
Okay,
I don't like going out to find something and coming home empty-handed.
okay, so think
That
of the
feels like
two
such a
things with
letdown.
that though. Do you okay, so say okay, I have two things with that. So like you just said, there's not many places around you. Okay. So
Right.
those who because if we use the word local fish store, locally, if that's the only fish store that's a big box store, that's your local fish store.
Right.
Technically.
Right.
So
Yeah.
kind of that those word plays are blurred right there out the gate. So sometimes that's only
They
what we
are,
can say.
they are, yes, you're right. They are blurred. I mean, for
But with
me,
you
like,
also saying that you want to ship, me being the person that myself would love to as well. Obviously, if it's someone I know from YouTube or from a club that are shipping them, I know their fish quality over. I've seen them.
sure.
You being that person have never seen them, and then you're like, all right, that right there. How do you feel as far as okay? I have not seen them personally, like as far as in a store or online.
It's hit or miss. I mean, because,
Okay, okay,
typically I'm buying from a photo
okay,
or two.
okay.
You're not buying from a video or anything like that. You're seeing something where there's one or two photos and you either kind of like it or you don't. What you don't know
Okay.
is they have a great photo, but what you don't know is the health of the fish at the time and whatever. Now, I have on 2 different occasions had goldfish shipped in that had anchorworm. What a pain in the butt. I have to set up and do surgery and, and I have to sterilize and do all this stuff. And you have to remove the anchorworm because I've tried all the meds and all the things and whatever, and it doesn't work. You can kill, the eggs, you can kill the
Uh-huh.
ones that are hatching out, but you cannot kill the actual anchorworm that is on the fish. You have to remove it.
Okay.
So, so I'm sitting, I had this thing, I got buckets of water, I got the clean water, this water, I've got the, the meth blue and whatever, I'm dabbing and doing all this stuff, and I've got my tweezers and the lights and my magnifying
Wow.
glasses, and and I'm like, this is ridiculous, and
Wow.
I think I had to do surgery on like 12 fish one time.
Goodness.
That's a pain in the butt.
I can only imagine.
I saved them. I saved all but one. But I mean, so those are the experiences you have shipping. Now, that's a bad experience, okay? I've had that happen twice. But on many other occasions, I've had, great fish ship in. You still need to have a protocol. You still need to go through your quarantine and, do whatever it is you do in your fish room. Don't ever hold up a bag of fish and go, oh, this one's healthy. No problem. I'm putting it in my tank. That's like the kiss of death. I mean,
Right. Kev said he's never ordered fish online before. Okay.
no, I have.
Some people may have
All the
not. I
time.
mean, it's an experience.
Yeah.
But then Master Aquatic said Rob's right or agree with buying fish from our fish family because also we already kind of figure that if they're along the lines of what we are, we automatically know they may
Absolutely.
not be sick. There's a higher percentage than what you're getting from even from your mom and pop store. Like
Right.
I've been mom and pop stores that will have an X on a tank, but I'm like, you guys have a system that's sharing. You can't just mark that tank out.
Right.
You got to mark all these tanks out. Like
That's why anything you bring home, if you have the capability, if you only have one tank, then you have to do the best you can do. But
right.
if you have the capability to have any kind of a quarantine tank, you should always put that fish into quarantine. I don't care how great it looks. It could be it looked like it could win a show tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how I
Put
feel
it in
as
a
well.
quarantine tank because you are running the risk of compromising your whole population if you just put it in the tank. That's my opinion.
Bob said hashtag dabbing. Wow. Bob is so hip tonight. Dab? Wow. What has gotten into you, Mr. Bob?
Bob is frisky tonight.
Man, he had his Wheaties this morning.
So anyway, I don't know. I'm just off on a tangent, but
Oh my goodness, Miss Joey.
like I said, living in an area where there's just not much available to me, and certainly, with the kind of fish that I kind of specialize in, I'm not going to find that here.
Visine said couldn't order fish ever. To be honest, my mailman throw packages at the door.
Mine are so good.
Really?
Yeah, like I have one FedEx guy. He is so great. He'll like one day he came and he knocked on my door, and he doesn't usually do that, but the box was supposed to have been here like by 10 a.m. and it was 4 o'clock, and he knocks on my door and he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I don't know if these fish are going to be still alive. They were supposed to be in the morning shipment." And he's panicked, and I looked at him and I'm like, "Oh, they're fine." I'm like, "They're really hardy. They're fine. Thank you so much." And I take the box and bring it in. He was having a heart attack, and I'm like, "No, we're good. They'll be fine."
That's
like,
good though.
we're good.
That kind of
Oh, he
not
was
really
so
for him, but it
concerned.
feels good for you to feel like he wanting to do his job to get it.
Oh, he did.
You're
He
good.
was so concerned about it. He was so worried that
He's probably an animal person as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've shipped so many fish that I'm like, "Oh, they're fine. We're good. We're good."
We got we got Scuba Steve-O Aquatics in the building.
Scuba Steve. Hello, Scuba Steve.
Miss Joey, we are going on 57 minutes. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and I haven't shut up for, most of it.
What? We had great conversations.
I feel like I'm just
About fish, actually, and we had no short jokes. We had
it's never too late for a short joke. We did have a lot of furry chest conversation.
Skip, you the man. You the
Skip,
man.
yeah, you're the man.
Papa Script is up next. Can
Is
we
he?
get a hashtag over there? Well, we gonna get the hashtag. Hashtag.
Oh boy. I don't know.
What we got, Miss Joey? Let's get a hashtag. Can we get some suggestions in the
Yeah,
chat?
but I don't have one tonight. Nothing's really coming with
We
me.
are short on.
Yeah,
short
Steady says
jokes.
we're short on short
Miss
jokes. Yeah.
Steph.
We're running short on short jokes.
We got short amount of time as well for short jokes.
That's right. We may have to cut this short.
Oh, that hurts.
Well, I guess we could just go and hashtag shorty
And
short.
Miss Steph is over here like, bye y'all, deuces with the glasses on. Did she just put her glasses on and walk away? You can't insult me and walk away.
Boom! That's how it's done.
You have to watch me go, oh.
That
was a good one. Hashtag short.
Hashtag short.
Hashtag short.
Short time, Larry says. Short time. It's all good. That works. Indian in the house.
In the house. I like that one too. Short time. Little shrimp. Hashtag little shrimp. Little shrimp.
Little shrimpy.
Yeah! That sounds like a rapper.
That's Big Tank. Hashtag
like a rapper. That's my new nickname. Little Shrimpy.
Do we have a dance to go with that, Little Shrimpy?
Yeah, I'll come up with that.
Okay.
2030.
When you're older,
Yeah, I gotta be a trendsetter when I'm older. I can't do that.
You're still about wet behind the ears, but
yeah, I can't do that when I'm young. I can't do that. No, I'm too young for that right now. I can't.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. Miss Joey, go ahead and say your goodbyes to these wonderful people. We got an hour. I can't believe we are there.
I know. It's 8:00. Well, thank you everyone so much for coming in. It was fun today. We had fun. If nothing else, we laughed. I don't know about what. Mostly, unfortunately, about Skipper and the possibility, of the furry chest. I don't know. Let's make everybody wonder. Anyway, it was fun. Again, Rob, thank you so much. Mods, thank you. And don't forget, smash the like button.
Thank you so much, Miss Joy. As always, thank you for being you and doing what you do week in and week out. You're amazing. I truly do appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule every week. For those who are here, for those who are watching this replay, for those who are new, coming onto the stream or whatever, go ahead and check her out if you have not. I know most of y'all are in this chat, but if not, please do so. For those who are watching this replay, thank you so much. For those who are my mods, dropping those links, keeping this chat clean for trolls or those who are being disruptive or whatever. Thank y'all as always. We definitely will see y'all next week. Hopefully my show will be a little bit more. I had a couple more clips that I was going to do, but my computer has been a little iffy. But as always, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Have a great rest of y'all week and a great weekend. Be safe, be kind, be courteous, y'all. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.